Hello, and thank you for joining me today. It's Alan Barry Labocan here. I'm the founder of the Rocks and Stocks News website, and we've got another of our In the News segments for you. I've got several good companies to talk about, so let's get right at it. The first company is a sponsor of the website. They're called Socamon Minerals. SIC is their symbol. They announced today, or a couple of days ago, that Socamon and Benton expand the Kraken lithium pegmatite swarm in Newfoundland. They spoke about the highlights. Our dike system expanded from to 2.2 kilometers long by 0.85 kilometers wide. Fine-grained spodumene identified in several new areas, and the dike system is wide open for expansion. This is one of their secondary projects, if you will. Their key project is their project, the Moosehead project in Newfoundland. It's a high-grade gold system, orogenic gold system. They're working on it right now from a barge. They're drilling from a barge to get at their high grade, and I think that this is going to help them to unlock the potential. They've been kind of hampered because they had to go from the sides of the lake. Now they're on top of the lake and they're drilling, chasing the high grade, and these orogenic systems. You can get a lot of high grade buildup, and that's what they're looking for. They've hit a lot of high grade in the past. Now they're really going for the guts of it. SIC is their symbol. The next company up is another sponsor of the website. That's I80 Goldcorp. IAU is their symbol. They had two recent news releases out. One was that they've acquired from Nevada Gold Mines. That's a joint venture with Newmont and Barrick. They acquired the Lone Tree and the Buffalo Mountain projects. The VP or Executive Vice President Business and Corporate Development, Matthew Golette, stated, and I quote, "With the closing of this transaction, we now embark on an aggressive growth plan to achieve our goal of building a prominent mid-tier gold producer, becoming one of only 3 companies in Nevada with infrastructure to process refractory mineralization. I80 has gained a strategic advantage for long-term mine development. Furthermore, the toll processing agreement is a key component to this transaction, providing the ability to process ore from Granite Creek, McCoy Cove, and Ruby Hill as they developed while we were retrofitting the Lone Tree autoclave," end quote. Then they went on. Today, they announced that I80 closes acquisition of the Ruby Hill mine, launches a Nevada-focused mining complex. This is another key asset that they've recently announced, and it just builds on the group of assets that they have, including this new milling processing facility. They've got the group of projects to turn into a significantly large gold-focused miner in Nevada. And I really like their growth prospects going forward. IAU is their symbol on the Toronto Exchange. Next up, Newfound Gold intersects 61.5 grams over 5.2 meters at their Keats, which is a 65-meter step out, and extends the high-grade zone to 530 meters down plunge. If you look at this, they're getting it in a couple of really unique areas. It looks like their plunge is like this, but now they got another hole that's quite a bit underneath that plunge. So how exactly this is plunging still remains to be seen, I believe, because now they've added a high-grade hit sort of outside of that plunge. So they've got a phenomenal project. It's orogenic deposits along the Appleton Fault. So far, they've got 4. It looks like they could find a bunch more. The main Keats zone, the Keats main zone, is looking to be spectacular with widespread high-grade gold mineralization, and they've got the potential to find more Keats main zones. So if you've ever looked at Newfound Gold, NFG is their symbol. They've got a great story, and I think they're going to find a lot more high-grade gold. The next company is Fosterville South. Fosterville South announced that they reports assays from their first core drill hole at the Beechwood Gold Project. This one's in Australia. It returned 8.6 meters at 5.22 grams per ton gold, including 3.6 meters at 10 grams, 10.72 grams per ton gold. They're off to a really good start here. This is near the Fosterville mine. Fosterville is one of the highest grade and highest profitability mine out there these days. These guys have a lot of good ground in that area, and now they're starting to drill and starting to see some excellent mineralization. And I'm looking for some really good things out of Fosterville South. FSX is their symbol. Next up, we've got Vizsla Silver. Vizsla announced that they've expanded their Tajitos system by 40% to 800 meters, and they hit 3,374 grams silver equivalent over 1.5 meters at their Panuca project. That, in addition to 2,600 grams of silver, they also had 9.9 grams of gold. They had another hit with 793 silver equivalent over 1.3 meters, 600 grams of silver and 2.47 grams of gold. And they had more hits to talk about in their 100% owned flagship Panuca Silver Gold Project located in Mexico. Not a lot of really good silver stories out there. Vizsla's onto something very special. I think you want to take a look at Vizsla. It's a kind of project that if those looking for silver projects are eager to look for something, not a lot of those to be found. Vizsla has something very exciting. VZLA is their symbol on the venture. Labrador Gold, LAB on the venture. I've recently been talking about this company. They received their receipt of their drill permit for their Appleton Fault targets, and they've mobilized the drill. Earlier, I spoke of Newfound Gold. These guys are on the same fault in close proximity. I think only 200 meters from there. They recently hit some good numbers, only 200 meters from the border with Newfound Gold. Labrador Gold is an up-and-comer in the resurgence of gold exploration in Nevada, in Newfoundland. I really like what they're doing. This is a 100% owned project. They're in the heart of this Appleton Fault, which is what Newfound Gold is exploring on and finding high grade. Now, these guys are also finding high grade and starting to crank up the drilling. So take a look at LAB on the Venture Exchange. That's Labrador Gold. And the last, but certainly not least, is High Gold Mining. High Gold Mining, I just started talking about them recently after they hit 578 grams of gold and 2,200 grams of silver over 6.5 meters at their Difficult Creek project. Then they had a news release out that they hit 18.7 grams per ton gold over 56 meters at their JT deposit, which is the one that has about 1 million ounce resource on it. And this is a significant step out and a big, thick intersection of high grade. So on the back of those two news releases, they announced earlier this morning that they were raising $15 million, 10 of it through a bought deal and 5 of it through an unnamed major mining company that are keeping their interest of about 9.9% of the company. Then they had a subsequent news release that they've upped that bought deal portion to 12 million. So they're in the process of raising $17 million. It doesn't surprise me at all that they get this kind of interest from institutional and investors, simply because this is one of the best gold discoveries out there. They're very early stages. In addition to what they have in their Alaska project, they've also got very good ground in Timmins, Ontario. This will give them plenty of funds for drilling in Timmins and more drilling at their Alaska project. This is still a $100 million valuation company. I think that this one has all the earmarkings of one that will go over $500 million valuation. So there's still a lot of blue sky ahead of these guys. I love high-grade projects. They've got one at Alaska. I think they might also have one in Ontario in Timmins. That's an important camp. I'm working on an interview with Darwin Green. I hope to have that out soon, and we'll dig into that company a lot more when I get a chance to interview them. So there's a good group of companies with good news out recently. Have a look. As always, the show's for information purposes only. Speak with your financial advisors before making any investment decisions, and do your homework. That's the most important part. Understand what and why you're investing in a company. And I think that will help you to make better investment decisions no matter which company you're looking at. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.